What you're going to need is 2 yoga blocks, and then you'll need either 1 or 2 tennis balls, which we'll kind of just use throughout the training today. So we'll be going through a couple positions today. We'll do cars in side lying, and then a few in a seated position that I just want to bring special attention to. And then we'll do some work in pigeon, moving to 90-90, moving to half kneeling, and then moving to squat as well. So it'll mostly be lower body focused today. So let's rock and roll. Let's get started in side lying. And we'll start cars from this position. So here what you could do is you could take this bottom leg, bend it to 90 degrees, keep the top leg straight, and then you're going to prop yourself up on your elbow. And it's important here that you don't let yourself shrug down. So just push that elbow into the floor, which is going to give you a much stronger position. And as always, we'll start with the neck, and we're going to do only cars in the direction of our arm on the floor. And then when we flip over to the other side, we'll do the other ones. So push the elbow into the ground, bring your chin to your chest, look down towards the right armpit, lean your right ear back behind your right shoulder, eyes kind of to the wall behind you, and then up to the ceiling, over to the left shoulder, look down towards your belt buckle, and chin to center. Number 2, look towards the right armpit, lean the right ear back behind you, eyes and nose point up to the ceiling, over to the left shoulder, down chin to chest, and number 3, big circle with the nose, and down. Very good. Next, let's grab the tennis ball. We're going to go to the shoulder blade, scapular cars. If you don't have a tennis ball, anything small, even like a small towel just balled up, is a great solution. Although you probably got a few lacrosse balls laying around. Perfect. So just a light fist on that tennis ball, but give it a squeeze, a little bit of tension, and then let's go to the shoulder blade from here. So we're going to shrug the shoulder up to the ears, pull the shoulder back behind you, or pull the tennis ball closer to you, drop the shoulder down to your hip, and then reach the ball away, shrug, bring the ball close, drop the shoulder down, reach, shrug, ball close, anti-shrug, ball away. One more, shrug, ball close, anti-shrug, ball away, and then reverse, ball close, shrug, ball away, anti-shrug, ball close, shrug, ball away, anti-shrug. Last one, ball close, shrug, ball away, anti-shrug. Very good. Next, let's go to the shoulder. Still hang on to that ball. Bring your arm down towards the floor and across your face. Bicep grazes your cheek as you come to what we would still call the overhead position, even though it's kind of at an angle with the floor. Now here, turn your thumb in towards your head. Keep turning in that direction, internal rotation as you reach for the wall behind you, and come down and around to meet the hip. When you meet the hip, the ball should be pointed up to the ceiling, thumb pointed back behind you. So now let's reverse. Arm reaches back as far as you can. Once you get stuck, turn your thumb down to the floor. Keep turning up to the ceiling, external rotation. Come around to overhead position, across the face and down towards the thigh. Number 2. Big circles. When you get to those sticking points, try to rotate through the shoulder as much as possible. Reach straight back, rotate to the overhead position, across the face, down to the thigh. Number 3, last one. By now you might be feeling a little bit of that bottom arm pressing into the floor. Very good. Next, let's go to the elbow. If for some reason at any point it's getting challenging to hold yourself up on your elbow, you can always go down like totally to the ground and set your head on the ground. So for the elbow, bring the ball in close to your chest, bend your elbow, palm is towards you, and then simply straighten the elbow, turn the ball down towards your feet, bend the elbow, turn the ball back towards you, extend, turn the ball, bend, turn, extend, turn, bend, turn. Last one, extend, turn, bend. Now elbows bent, keep your palm facing away from you, and let's do 3 more. Extend, turn the ball up towards you, bend, turn the ball away, extend, turn, bend, turn, extend. Last one, turn, bend. Very nice. Let's keep the ball in this position and we'll do the wrist. So elbows bent, squeezed in tight. Squeeze on that ball and shift your knuckles out, down to the floor, in towards your chest, up towards the ceiling. 2 more in that direction. And reverse. Whoo. All right. Next, let's go to the hip from this position. So hip, I do find you probably are going to want to lay on your head for this one, just so you have better leverage. Right hip, which is on the ground, should be 90 degrees, right knee 90, and then we'll be working the left hip. So when you're ready, bring the left hip up towards your chest. Open the knee away from the floor, keep the foot down. Then open the whole thigh. Then reach your foot back behind you, internal rotation. Once you max that out, go ahead and let the knee drop down to the floor. Come around to meet the other knee and reverse. Knee and foot drive back. Leg lifts away from the floor. Foot scoops under and leads the way back to the front thigh. Knee drops down and comes to meet the other knee. Number 2. Knee up to chest. Open the knee away from the floor. Open the whole thigh. Reach the foot back behind you. Drop the knee towards the ground and come around to meet the other knee. Reverse. Big circle. Lead with that foot and then drop the knee. And last one. And reverse. I know we've made this joke with you guys before, but I always enjoy these as the still in bed cars. It's kind of cool if you think about it. It's like, I don't even have to get out of my bed. All right, so let's go to the knee. Let's keep the knees stacked on top of each other and just bring your left foot or your top foot up off of the other one. And so what you're going to focus on is the heel. So if you look down towards your heel, you should be able to scoop your heel up towards the ceiling and then drop it down towards the floor. Now, if that's really tough for you, I would maybe just stay in this position and like pivot your heel back and forth. Otherwise, let's pivot the heel up, extend the knee, pivot the heel down, bend the knee. 2 more. Heel up, extend, heel down, bend, heel up, extend, heel down, bend, one more, heel up, extend, heel down, bend. Now we'll reverse, keep the heel down, extend, up, bend, heel down, extend, up, bend, heel down, last one, extend, heel up, bend. If you can, grab the front of your shin, and then let's make circles through the ankle, just drawing a big circle with your toes, 3 in one direction, and then counterclockwise, 2 and 3. Very nice. So let's switch to the other side. Let's try to do this as an isometric movement path, so a little more challenging. So let's come up on that elbow. And then what I'd like you to do is lift your left leg or your top leg, and then you can extend up on this arm. You'll be able to come into butterfly by bringing that left foot towards the right foot. And then we can kind of just move towards the opposite side. So you'll pick up your right leg, straighten it out, and now you'll be in side lying on the other side. So I will rotate just so you guys can see. So same as before, bottom leg is bent 90 and knee is 90, top leg is straight. Let's go to the neck on this side. So prop up on that elbow, chin to chest, look down towards the left armpit, lean the left ear back, eyes up to the ceiling, over to the right shoulder, down chin to chest, number 2. Big circles. We often talk about the clock face. If you imagine a clock in front of your body right now, let's bring your chin towards 6, down towards the left armpit, maybe 9 o'clock, out behind you and up towards 12 o'clock, up to the ceiling, 3 o'clock, and back down, chin to chest at 6 o'clock. Let's just do one more, just to make sure that circle makes sense. Very good. Next, let's go to the shoulder blade. So grab that tennis ball again in the right hand. And when you're ready, reach the ball away, shrug, bring the ball close, anti-shrug the shoulder, reach the ball away, shrug, pull the ball close, unshrug, reach, shrug, pull it close, unshrug, and now reverse, shrug, reach, unshrug, pull it in close, shrug, reach, unshrug, pull the ball close, last one, shrug, reach, unshrug, pull it close. Let's go to the shoulder. Same thing, light squeeze on the ball. Arm comes across the face, bicep grazing your cheek to the overhead position. Turn your thumb in, reach back behind you, come around to meet the hip and reverse. And number 2, bicep grazing cheek, reach that overhead position, turn your thumb in as you reach back behind you and meet the thigh, reverse, reach straight back, twist thumb up towards the ceiling, come to overhead and across the cheek, and last one, big circles. Try to get as far from your shoulder with your hand as you can. Very good. Let's go to the elbow. So just bend the elbow, ball is close to your shoulder, and straighten, turn the ball down towards your leg, bend, turn the ball back towards your shoulder, straighten, ball down, bend, ball to your shoulder, straighten, ball down, bend, keep the ball facing away here, and let's do 3 more. Extend, turn the ball up to the ceiling, bend, turn the ball away, extend, turn, bend, turn, last one, extend, turn, bend, keep ball facing you, and then let's do the wrist. Knuckles move away from the shoulder, down to the floor, knuckles towards the shoulder, up towards the ceiling. Oh, this is killer. That's so crazy. And number 3, and reverse. Whew. Very good. All right. Let's go to the hip. Go ahead and lay your head down on that bottom arm. And top hip or right hip comes, oops, where are we? Here we are. Top hip comes up towards the chest. Open the knee up towards the ceiling. Open the thigh. Reach that foot back behind you, down to the floor and around to meet the other knee. Reverse, foot and knee drive back. Leg lifts up, foot drops under and leads the way down. Knee drops down and knee meets the other knee. Number 2, knee up. Open the knee to the ceiling. Open the whole thigh. Reach your foot back behind you. Come down to meet the other knee. Reverse. Lift. Foot drops under, leads the way. Knee drops. And number 3. And reverse. Very good. So knees stay in contact with each other. And let's just lift up the ankle a little bit. Heel pivots up to the ceiling. Again, if it feels difficult to do this, just focus on pivoting the heel back and forth. Don't worry about extending the knee. Otherwise, let's go heel up, extend, heel down, flex, heel up, extend slightly, heel down, bend. Don't lock your knee out, just extend about part of the way. Heel down, flex and reverse, heel down, extend, heel up, bend, heel down, extend, heel up, bend, heel down, extend, heel up, bend. Then grab your shin, clockwise circles through the ankle, drawing the circle with your toes, and reverse. Very good. Excellent. All right, so from here, what we're going to do is work our way towards pigeon. So let's come up to kind of like a taller side lying position. So you've still got this leg in front. You've got this leg on the side. If you don't have much flexibility in your hip, you're probably going to want to block here. And I'll explain where to stick that block in just a moment. So if this is my side lying position, and then I prop myself up and I'm here, from here it's actually not going to be that difficult to get to pigeon. So really all you need to do is move this top leg. So for those of us like myself who will be using a block, go ahead and position that block under your left hip, or whichever hip is the one that's in front. And then once you're in this position, let's collapse the right knee. So bend the right knee. Then you can lift the whole right thigh and start to sweep it back behind you until it's in a straight line. Now, if this feels too aggressive on the front hip, you can just collapse the knee. And I recommend collapsing that knee enough that you can take your right hip and start to turn it down towards the ground. That's going to give you like a set position in your pelvis, and a much better vantage point to work from. So I'm going to turn just so you guys can kind of see more here. All right, so let's take a moment just to hang in pigeon. Again, block if you need it, which I do. Now we're going to start looking for a stretch here, and the stretch that you want is on the back side of the left hip. So there's a few ways to get that. First, again, let's check and make sure that your hips are as square up as they can be. So you should have left hip and right hip pointing straight and forward. If you can't get that, collapse the knee. Once you have that, if you feel like you're not getting enough stretch in the back of the left hip, here are some of the things that we can do. So step one would be take your chest or your bra line and lift it up and away from that hip. Think about lifting it up and out over the left knee and kind of leaning forward into that. The next thing you can do is imagine spilling your belly button down towards the ground and kind of trying to stick your left butt cheek out and behind you. And that can usually get a good stretch too. If neither of those are enough, you may need to take that left knee and straighten it out a little bit. So sometimes the bigger the lever that you have there, the more powerful this will be. So once you find that stretch, let's take a moment just to hang. A couple deep breaths here. Try to relax into that stretch. When you're ready, we're going to begin pails, rails, contractions. So the objective here is to try to unlock some new range of motion. So we want to maintain this stretch feeling the whole time, and you want to try to use a high effort or a high amount of force. So when you're ready, let's focus on the left ankle. I want you to try to drive the left ankle into the floor, but keep your left knee light. So we're not trying to press the whole leg down. It's as if you're trying to rotate your foot through the floor and underneath your knee. So when you're ready, let's begin ramping up those contractions, starting by pushing the ankle into the floor at 20% effort, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and hold for just a moment, and then relax, find that stretch position again. And then let's do the next ramp up, ramping from 60 to 70, just driving the ankle, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90, find your safest, greatest effort and push into the floor for 10. 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Try to lift the ankle up off the ground, pull your chest up higher and further forward, getting deeper into that stretch. It should feel like the back of that hip is getting much more intense in the stretch feeling. Deep breath in, and let's reverse. Drive ankle into the floor. Safest, greatest effort for 10. 3, 2, 1. Same thing as before. Try to pull that ankle up as you reach the chest further forward and try to get deeper into that stretch. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. And reverse drive, foot into the ground. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Try to lift that ankle, pull deeper into the stretch here. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now we're going to do some kinetic stretching from this position. So this will be the first challenge of the day. If you want, you can use your hands. You can keep your hands on the ground here, or you can go to fists to make it a little harder. To make it harder than that, go to fingertips. If you feel like you're super strong and super mobile, you can lift your hands up, stick them on your chest, stick them straight out, whatever it's going to take to make you feel strong. So what we'll do here is we're going to do a set of 5, and we'll start in the stretch position, and then you're going to push yourself out of the stretch by trying to drive your whole leg into the ground. And then you're going to pull back into the stretch as if you're trying to pull your leg and your body together. So I'm going to try hands up. We'll see what happens today. So if you go hands up, strong fists. When you're ready, find that stretch, and then let's push out for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then pull back into the stretch. 1, 2, 3. Push out. 1, 2, 3. Pull in. 1, 2, 3. Push your whole knee, thigh, ankle down. 1, 2, 3. And then pull. 1, 2, 3. Push. 1, 2, 3. And pull. 2, 3. Last one. Push. 2, 3. And pull. 2, 3. Holy cow. Definitely going to regret doing that. All right. Let's spend a little bit of time on the other side. So we're going to transition to pigeon in the other direction. What you're going to do is let's pick up that back foot and the back knee, lift it up, scoop your foot under. I know I'm facing the wrong direction here, but and then bring your feet together to meet each other. You should find yourself in butterfly. So I'm actually going to demo from over here. But should find yourself in butterfly from this position. You may need to shift that block a little bit so that it's under the right hip now. And then lift the left foot, scoop it out, and start to reach it back and away. And then you can come into pigeon on the right side. So same thing as before. First, focus on squaring up those hips so they're both pointed towards the ground and forward. And then you can play around with the knee angle here as needed. So let's first find the stretch. Again, a couple different ways to find that stretch. We're looking for it in the back of the right hip. So let's start with the easy ways. Lift the chest up. Reach it out beyond your knee. If that's not enough, tilt your belly button or let it spill down towards the floor. And imagine you're trying to stick the right side of your butt out and behind you. If that's still not enough, do both of those things. Lean forward a little bit, or you can take this foot and just kind of open it up. That'll usually take care of it right away if you're not feeling that. So once you have the stretch, let's take a few deep breaths here, just 5. And when you're ready, let's start Pales Rails contractions. Again, just a reminder, Pales Rails is about trying to create new range of motion. So driving the foot into the floor, the ankle into the floor here is really important. But really it's pulling into that deeper range after the contraction that we're looking for here. So let's try to focus on that. And when we get there, I'll bring your attention to it. So you have your stretch in the back of the right hip. Let's focus on the right ankle driving into the floor. The right knee is light. When you're ready, let's ramp that up. Right ankle 20% into the floor, 30%, 40, 50, 60, hold for a few, and then relax for a second, reseat the stretch. Make sure you like the way that feels. And then let's continue ramping up, 60 to 70, driving the right ankle into the ground, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90, find your safest, greatest effort and push for 10, as if you're trying to swing the ankle under your knee through the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull your ankle off the floor. Try to reach that chest further out and up away from the knee. 2, 1. Reverse, drive ankle into the ground. Safest, greatest effort for 10. 6, 3, 2, 1, and pull the ankle up from the floor. Reach that chest out further. Try to find a deeper stretch. And reverse, ankle into the ground. Safest, greatest effort for 10. 3, 2, 1, and pull. Imagine lifting that right ankle, reaching the chest further out. And final set, drive into the ground. Safest, greatest effort for 10. And reverse, try to lift that ankle. Get deeper into that stretch on the right hip. Very nice. And relax. Now let's go to same thing, kinetic stretching for a set of 5. So again, whatever challenge is comfortable for you, hands on the ground or hands up, feel free to go for it. So let's stay in that stretch position. When you're ready, push your knee and ankle into the ground to come up. Pull, 3, 2, 1, deep into that stretch and push up. 2, 3, pull. 2, 3, push up. 2, 3. Let's talk about this for a second. Hang at the top. You can set your hands down if you need to. On this next rep, we're going to try to pull our thigh and our chest closer together. So you should feel stuff on the top and like the inside of your thigh. You should feel stuff along the inside of your shin, trying to lift your leg off the ground towards you. So when you're ready, let's pull that leg off the ground and get deeper in the stretch. Now push your whole leg into the ground to come back up, and then pull and push. 3, 2, 1, last one, pull. 3 and push. 2, 3, very nice. Excellent. All right, so let's work our way out of pigeon. Go ahead and lift the back foot, lift the back knee, lift it up off the ground, scoop the foot under to meet the other foot, and then you can come into center position, butterfly from here. From this position, what I'd like to do is go to half kneeling and then work on some hip flexion from there. So half kneeling should be a relatively simple position to get to from here. What we're going to do is we'll head over towards our right side. So lift your left leg and left foot off the ground, scoop it over so the left knee, and you can put your hand behind you if you need to, so the left knee stacks on top of the right knee. They both go to the ground, and then you can roll up into a kneeling position from here, such as tall kneeling or something like that. So what we'll do next is we'll go to half kneeling and work on hip flexion from this position. It can be helpful if you have a couch or a broomstick or something like that to hold on to here. So I'm gonna use a dowel. But even if it's the wall or a piece of furniture, that's fine. So the objective here is, and I'll do it from this side, we're gonna keep the left knee down, and then you're going to have your right foot on your block. Now the question is, where is that end range for you? So if I've got my left hand on the support, furniture, wall, whatever it is, and I take my right knee and I lift it up, that height is where we want to try to get the block. So you might need 2 blocks, or you may have to take a block and turn it on its side or something like that. So for me, this is a little bit better from this position, and we can experiment as we go. So this is 2 blocks. We'll be doing passive range liftoffs from this position, and we're going to do 2 sets of 10. So what happens here is get as tall as you can, stack the hip and shoulder over that knee. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and try to lift just that right foot off of the blocks. Try not to lean back super far to get it. Just think about lifting the right knee and bringing the foot along with it. So when you're ready, let's lift. Deep breath, lift, set down. Deep breath, lift, set down. Deep breath. Number 4. Deep breath. Number 5. Set down. Deep breath. Number 6. Deep breath. Number 7. Deep breath. Number 8. Deep breath. Number 9. Deep breath. Number 10. Very good. If you need to, you can lift this leg off, set it down. Let's go to the other side. If you're using a broomstick, or I think a couple people have used golf clubs before, which I thought was a great idea, experiment with which hand you're holding it in, like where it's located, play around with it, and try to find a position that just allows you to feel strong and stable. Now, before we start this other side, there's an advantage to setting up half kneeling and doing this stuff here, is now when you set up on the other side, you should start to feel a little bit of a stretch in the hip that we just worked. And if you want to increase that, just get yourself up tall. Think about scooping your tailbone under, squeezing your butt on that side should give you a nice stretch. When you're ready, let's work this left side. Deep breath in, lift, set down, deep breath in. Number 2, set down. Number 3, breath in, lift, set down. Number 4, breathe in, lift, set down. Number 5, lift, set down. Number 6, set down. Number 7, set down. Number 8, set down. Number 9, set down. And 10. Very nice. When you're ready, if you need to, use your hand, lift that leg off the block, set it down, slide them over. We'll do one more set on each side. So these drills are called passive range liftoffs. Remember that the goal of a PRL is to try to get just enough room to disconnect from the object that you're lifting from. So as an example, if I take one block and I lift my leg, I can probably get like 4 to 6 inches in between my foot and that block. But really what you want is you want to find the position where maybe you can only get like a ½ inch. That means you're at your end range and you're training the most difficult part of the position. So play around with that. Don't cheat yourself. I'm gonna make it hard for me, so hopefully you make it hard for yourself. When you're ready, let's go second and final set here. It will be 10 again. I raised this block, so hopefully this one will be tough. We'll see. When you're ready, deep breath in, create tension and lift. 1, deep breath in, tension, lift. 2, deep breath in, tension, lift. 3, deep breath in, tension, lift. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Again, use that hand, bring the knee down, slide the blocks over, and second set on this side. It was really hard. Hopefully you guys are able to find a position that's tough for you too. When you're ready, final set of 10 on this side. Deep breath in, create tension, lift. 1, deep breath in, tension. 2, deep breath in, tension. 3, deep breath in. 4, deep breath in. 5, deep breath in. 6, deep breath in. 7, deep breath in. 8, deep breath in. 9, deep breath in. 10. Very nice. Use that hand. Excellent. Now, we've got about 15 more minutes if you can make it for the hour, Mike. Where we're going to go before we get into squat is just spend a little time at the ankle. So right now I'm in tall kneeling. We're going to go to a position called combat kneel. If this is not comfortable for you, you can stay in half kneeling, put your foot up on the block, lean forward until you get a stretch in the back of the ankle or in your calf. The closer you bring that block and the further you lean forward, the more of a stretch you're going to get. If your toes fall over the block, don't worry about that. So this is a position you could use if the one I'm about to show you is too difficult. Otherwise, let's go to combat kneel. So the way combat kneel will work is if I'm in tall kneeling, I'm going to bring my right foot up, stick it out slightly, scoop my left shin in, and then sit back on my left shin. Now I can play around with my right foot position. For me, it's usually pretty close to the shin in order to get a good stretch. So once you're in this combat kneel position, lift your chest up, shift it over to the right thigh, and that's going to put some body weight onto this position, and it should give you a nice stretch in the back of the calf. So we're going to do Pales Rails from this position, just to work on some mobility of the ankle before we get into the squat. So let's find that stretch. Yep, to create some weight. Cool. This is if you have a kettlebell nearby, this is a good opportunity to talk about it. A concept called anchoring, but for the ankle, this can be really helpful. If you just take a light bell, stick it right in front of your foot and hang on to it or pull yourself into it. Not only will it give you a deeper stretch, but but it will allow you to contract much harder when we start these pales rails contractions. So now that we've had a stretch for a little while, let's start ramping up tension. I want you to try to push the ball of your foot and your toes down into the ground as if you're trying to bend your foot down through the floor. So let's start at 20% effort, ramping to 30, 40, 50, 60, and relax for a moment. Find that stretch again and continue. 60 to 70, 80, 90. Find your safest, greatest effort and push ball of the foot into the floor for 10. And now pull. Imagine pulling your shin towards the floor, trying to close the angle between the top of your foot and the front of your shin. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Push down into the floor through the ball of your foot. Safest, greatest effort for 10. And reverse. Pull shin and foot towards each other. Deeper stretch. 3, 2, 1. Final set. Push ball of the foot into the floor for 10. And reverse. Pull the shin towards the floor. Try to find those muscles on the top of your foot and the front of your shin. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Now let's do some kinetic stretching here, which is actually quite simple. What you're going to do is find that stretch on the ankle, push down through the foot, shifting your weight back, and then pull back into the position. So it's all coming from that ankle. Easiest thing to do is just grab your knee and let your body kind of ride as the foot handles everything. So pull into the stretch, push through the ball of your foot to shift your body weight back, pull to come back down, and push back out. 2 more. Pull and push, pull and push. Very nice. Now let's go to combat kneel on the other side. So if you have an anchor, switch it. You can come back up to tall kneeling. And then same thing as before, kick that left foot out to the side a little bit. Turn your right shin in as you collapse. And then just play around with this position as needed until it's comfortable for you. Same as before, lift the chest up, turn it towards that thigh, and shift some weight into that foot. Find a stretch here. Hopefully I hit record on the video. We've had so many technical difficulties, man, in this beginning stage. It's crazy. All right, when you're ready and you've got a stretch here, let's start to work our way up, starting at 20% effort into the ground, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, hold for 3. Relax for a moment, find that stretch, and let's continue on. 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, and safest, greatest effort into the floor for 10 when you're ready. Push the ball of the foot down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull the shin towards the floor. Push more body weight into that stretch. 3, 2, 1. Drive into the ground. Safest, greatest effort for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pull the shin towards the floor. And push, ball of the foot into the ground. Last set, 10. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull the shin deeper. Pull that knee towards the toes. And relax. Very nice. Now let's go kinetic stretching for 5 here. Again, same thing. You can put your hands on your knee or out to the side. Push through the ball of the foot to drive your weight back. And then pull through the foot to go deep into that stretch again. Push out and pull back in. Push out. Pull back in. 2 more. Push out. Pull back in. Push out. Pull back in. Excellent. All right, so final bit of work here. Let's transition from this kneeling position to a squat. So if you come back up and you go to half kneeling, now we can play around with where you're positioned, but I'm going to set this up in theory so that wherever you're facing, you're able to end up facing in that direction after this transition. So let's take this top leg, open it 90 degrees, take your bottom leg and turn it 90 degrees as well. So now we're in half kneeling, facing 90 degrees from where we were before. If you take that front foot, turn it in about 45 degrees, and then lift up off the ground and open this back knee, you'll be up in a standing position from which you can adjust your stance to a more comfortable squat. So I'm just going to check, make sure this guy's recording. It is, which is awesome. All right, cool. So final couple sets here. We're going to work just some hip stuff, either passive range holds or liftoffs, depending on what's comfortable for you from this position, and then that'll be it for today. So if the deep squat is not comfortable for you, use your blocks as a support. Otherwise, try to sit in the squat without any support. So when you're ready, let's go into a squat. And from this position, we're going to work our elbows with our knees here. So what I want you to do is push your right knee out until you feel a stretch in your groin. And then think about pulling your knee off of your elbow. And then when you're ready, just drop the hand to the floor and try to hold that knee out. Don't let it fall in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that elbow back on the knee. Let's take the left elbow, drive the knee out till you feel a groin stretch. Once you feel that stretch, try to pull the knee off of the elbow. As you drop the arm, don't let that knee move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace the elbow. Stand. Whoo. All right, here we go. We're going to do one more passive range hold, and then we'll do a couple lift-offs, and that's where we'll end today. So let's just explain the difference. The passive range hold is where we're going to position a joint so that you feel a stretch, and then you're going to try to hold the joint in that position as you take away the support. Does that make sense? So in this case, the support is my elbow. As soon as I remove that support, my knee probably wants to shoot right in, but the objective is to try to just hold it right where it is. And this can be really tough. So let's go into the squat again. Same thing, starting with the right knee. Take your right elbow, drive that right knee out until you feel a groin stretch. Once you have that stretch, think about pulling the knee off of the elbow. Take the elbow away. Let's hold for 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace the right elbow. Take the left elbow, push that knee out till you feel that groin stretch. Once you've got it, think about taking the knee off the elbow and then take the elbow away, hold for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stand. Whoo! All right, 1 to go. So in the last one here, we'll highlight the difference between what we're doing and passive range liftoffs. So I think we'll maybe do 2 sets. We'll do 1 set like right side, left side, and then on the last set, we're gonna do both legs together, which will be awesome. I recommend grabbing a block here just because it's gonna make your elbows wider, give you a little more room to work with. So when you're ready, grab your block. Let's go down into your squat. Elbows should be just inside the knees. Push that right knee out till you feel a stretch and then come back a little bit so that the stretch is not as intense. And now try to pull your knee off of your elbow. We're gonna do this 10 times. 3, 4, 5. If you're getting a lot of room, move that elbow further out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's stand. Take a break for just a moment. Whew. These are tough. All right, when you're ready, left knee. So let's go into our squat. Push that left knee out till you feel a stretch. Let it come back in a little, and now peel it off the elbow 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep that whole foot on the ground. 8, 9, 10, and stand. Whew. Oh, baby. All right, little break, shake the legs out. Final set is gonna be both knees at the same time. So we wanna get the elbows as wide as possible. And just leave enough room that you can disconnect the knee from the elbow like an inch or a ½ inch. Maybe even small enough distance to slide a sheet of paper through. That's when you know you're really at the end range. So here we go. Hands on the block. Into the squat. Elbows make contact inside the knee. Push the knees out till you feel a stretch, and then come back in just a little. And now take both knees off the elbows. 1, 2, 3. Keep the whole foot on the ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and stand. Whew! Man, and there you have it. That's it.